Hello, this is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, filling you in since 2002. This is the Club Obi Wan Indiana Jones, the one that comes with a tuxedo, which is a Target exclusive, or in Canada, a Toys R Us exclusive. Of all the Indiana Jones figures by Hasbro that were announced, this is the only one I was really interested in. So when I saw it last weekend at the local Toys R Us, the other ones didn't have it. I just knew I had to grab it. Don't ask me from which Indiana Jones movie this figure is from. The only thing I know is that it looks like James Bond, and that's why I got it. So what can we say about this Indiana Jones action figure? It was made by the same team that takes care of Star Wars at Hasbro, so the scale is more in line with Star Wars Black Series action figures. We can see here how this Indiana Jones compares with his namesake from Star Wars and Solo, same actor, Harrison Ford, about the same years, although this Indiana Jones looks a bit older. I like the sculpt a lot. The plastic though for the tuxedo is off-white, pearly white, as opposed to purely white, so that may be a problem for some of you. It would look much better if it was pure white. Because it's a Black Series, you can see that the scale is much smaller than a Marvel Legends action figure. You can see that Nick Fury towers over both Han Solo and Indiana Jones. If we look at the face, he's an older gentleman. Now I'm being a bit careful here because he's got the diamond in his hands. Let me take off this diamond. This diamond is something that you lose easily. He also comes with a vial. Apparently it's an antidote for some poison that he got during that scene. I think this vial will go with Dr. Mindbender. Probably a better fit. He comes with this sword, which is not painted, so it looks kind of cheap. It feels like a Marvel, feels like a Mattel prop. Comes with this thing. I don't know if it's water. I don't know what it is. No clue. And a skewer barbecue chicken set. Apparently that was in the film. Now I've seen all of those Indiana Jones films several times, but a while back, so I don't remember any of them. So I don't know what scene this is from. But if you're looking to set up a barbecue diorama for your figures, you've got enough chicken here for that. If you ask me, those props are useless. I mean, I don't really want them. The only thing I care about was the action figure here. So we can see that it's an overall, and there's a second one, the black one here, which means that I don't believe there's articulation. There might be a crunch. Yes, there is a crunch. I can feel it. There is a crunch within the tunic, but it's kind of useless because of the two overlays on top of the figure. Don't ask me about the likeness. Again, I don't know from which movie it was taken from, so I don't know. All I know is that we've got a perfect James Bond set up here, and that's what I really care about. His bow tie is attached to his neck, and he's got a double neck articulation, separate. So on. The articulation on Black Series and of course Indiana Jones figures are basic. They favor sculpt over articulation. So he can raise his shoulders, but he doesn't really have a butterfly from what I can see. Is there a butterfly? Nope, there are no butterflies in there. There are no bicep swivel. The only swivel is at the elbow, so the elbows are not double jointed. For this figure, it's okay. You'll notice it's not very stiff also. It's very smooth. That's good. One thing I like is compared to other figures who often, with jackets, who often look kind of flat, they did give him some kind of shape here, and I like that. So it's not just like a flat look, a bit like what we can see here with Nick Fury, who's very flat. You know, they could have tightened things more around just above the waist here. That's not what they did. But in the case of Indiana Jones, they're learning how to make these things look better. This Nick Fury has a tendency to fall, so he may fall during this review. He's a faller. The hands for this Indiana Jones are special. It's not a peg system. The peg is actually inside the wrist itself, the forearm. So the hands will not be compatible with other action figures if you want to change them. Of course, there's a swivel at the elbows. It doesn't really give him much mobility to put the hands this way, but that's what they chose. I think that the split is good enough, especially since he's wearing a suit, so I don't think you can expect more than that. He does have swivel at the thighs, single knee joint, so he will not be kicking his ass anytime soon. I don't like the articulation here in the sense that it's not very aesthetic, it's not nice. It's kind of weird because they're trying to make these things as aesthetic as possible, but they don't always look good. And I'm not sure I'm a fan of the bell bottom like pants here. They would have looked a bit better if they were slightly narrower. Now you can also rotate the knees, which is kind of useless, but that's how Black Series and Indiana Jones figures are. And very generous boot, swivel, and pivot, which is often a problem with figures with pants, but not with this one. He can pivot, but I don't want to pressure too much. I don't want to break him. Not sure what the resistance here. This is the back of the figure. Again, the shape is really nice. He can sport a jacket better than most other figures. Stability is not bad on this guy. Although it seems like he's gonna fall all the time, but no, he's actually good enough. It's because the feet are not exactly flat, but you can usually pause him properly enough. I find that the neck should have been a bit longer. It feels like he has a very short neck, which is not how it looks on the packaging. On the packaging, it looks like there's more length to the neck. What else can I say? This would be probably one of my only Indiana Jones action figure. I think these figures are good if you want to populate your universes with regular folks. I think if he had darker hair, he would be a good stand-in for a typical James Bond type of character. Right now, he doesn't fit with anyone else in my collection, so he'll be Indiana Jones, James Bond. Let's look at the face sculpt just to be sure. Yeah, the face is good enough. A bit tired. Less pinkish than this Harrison Ford. I don't like this one. He doesn't look as much as Harrison Ford as this guy. Which means they've improved since. I guess Harrison Ford is not an easy guy to portray. So this is my review. Like and follow, subscribe, you know the works. And this is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, filling you in since 2002.